What's up? What's up? What's up? Of course, it's me, your boy Richie Rich, at Consumer Appliance Support. Man, you know we review appliances. Today we're going to focus on a Samsung all-in-one washer and dryer combo that is ventless. Alright, so this is new to the market, man. So we're going to break down this appliance just like we do any other appliance. We're going to talk about the functions and the features. What are some of the capabilities? We're going to talk about the price, how much it's going to cost you. We're going to talk about the warranty, the manufacturer warranty, and of course talk about the parts, let you know how much it's going to cost you to repair this particular appliance, the availability of parts as well. Then of course we give you our final review to let you know how we think about the appliance, and we give it a GPA and a final grade and what we think. And we'll let you know if we recommend this appliance or not. Alright, so without further ado, man, let's get into the Samsung washer dryer combo. Functions and the features. Man, when we talk about an appliance that's fully loaded, this is what we look at. Alright, again, so a couple things that we can focus on. Again, it's an all-in-one washer and dryer. So you have a washer and a dryer coming together to make one complete unit. Right now, the only color that I see is like a stainless steel color, but you can get different colors when we're talking about the Bespoke. In the original video that you saw, you can see that you can get it in blue. I know that Samsung is doing this Bespoke, man. It's awesome where you can change your different colors of your appliance depending on the glass. You can do it on your refrigerator, you can do it on your ranges, you can do it on your microwave. So you do have a lot of options to choose from. So you don't have to choose this original color, but it all depends on what you choose and how you buy the Samsung. All right, so I would suggest getting in contact with them, of course. All right, so again, we look at it. It's a 5.3 cubic ultra capacity. It washes and dries in 98 minutes. It's funny how the GE one came out and it says it washes and dries in 2 hours. So now Samsung is saying, we got about 98 minutes. So they're trying to compete with each other to let you guys know which one is the best. And of course, we'll give you all that and let you know once we finish doing all these appliances, we'll let you know which one is our favorite. All right, but let's focus up. All right, so let's look at it. Again, large capacity, 5.3 cubic. That is pretty big for a washer and dryer machine. You could actually see the inside of it. Loving the way that it looks. Washes, dries. Again, we talked about the 98 minutes wash and dry cycle, so we're gonna let that roll for a second. This is here is the gasket, man. So really big on gaskets, cleaning the gasket. You can check out one of our videos as well. I'm gonna show you guys that. You can check this out right here. You can see how to clean a gasket, how to maintain your gasket, because over time it builds up, it smells, it develops odor, it can develop mold. If you have pets, of course, if you have a lot of hair that get trapped inside the gasket, clogs it up. So eventually it could get into the drain pump, clog up your drain, and cause your machine not to work properly, not to spin. It will stop in the middle of the cycle, give you an error code. So these are the things that you gotta look at. Check out the video and we'll teach you guys how to clean the gasket, because it's extremely important. And again, you don't want your washing machine to smelling like outside garbage. You know what I'm saying? So so just gonna stop that there. Let me go into a couple things. All right, so when we're talking about the gasket, the door diaphragm, a couple things that you can look at. It says open the door and then empty the drum. Combine 3/4 cups of liquid Clorox bleach and 1 gallon of warm tap water. It says wearing rubber gloves. Use a soft cloth, clean cloth, dip it in water, bleach solution to clean the diaphragm. It says let stand for 5 minutes, then wipe up and dry well. It says use bleach carefully and be sure to follow the bleach manufacturer's use and care instructions. All right, so again, we're gonna show you guys how to do it, but this is where the owner's manual is insisting that you guys do stuff like that, because it's very vital and very important. All right, so the washer dryer combo, again, your model number is sitting right here. It's best when you get this appliance, make sure that you register it, but we're going to talk about that when we talk about the warranty portion of this particular wash machine. Again, it's made by Samsung. Best thing to do, of course, you want to check out the owner's manual, go into the table of contents. It goes in depth as far as what to look for depending on the installation. You're talking about before you start, safety information, and that's always important to make sure that you understand the safeties of how the appliance is supposed to be used. It talks about electricity voltage. It talks about balancing. It talks about different warnings and different cautions and different notes. So these are things that you got to pay attention to when you purchase a new appliance. All right. And I'm gonna skip through all that, but again, the owner's manual is gonna be in the description box. If you want to be able to get to that, you definitely can. Alright, so this is just the installation, what is included. Again, it gives you a small breakdown of the appliance, different parts and components. So again, this is also going to be in the owner's manual, so you can see that. Worktop, door, LCD panel, lint filter cover, drain filter, compartment cover, flex auto dispenser. All that we're going to get into as we break down this particular video inside the owner's manual. Operations of operating cycle. Of course, when we're looking at this particular unit, you tap the power button to turn the power on. Select the desired cycles. For more information on cycle overview, see page 43. And we're going to go into all this stuff to let you guys know how to operate it. It says change the default setting options. It says for the washing process, tap the temperature, spin speed, soil, detergent, softener, extra spins, or bubble soak to change the default cycle settings. For the drying process, of course, you tap dryness, dry time, dry prep, or wrinkle prevent to change the default cycle setting. It says you cannot set the dry time for the time dry and air fluff cycle. It says you can select a wash only cycle or dry only cycle by tapping the washer or the dryer. You can set the delay end function. Not all cycles have additional functions available. It says tap to start. That's the start indicator for the operation for it to start. It says once you set the cycle you want, the screen displays brief cycle descriptions and cycle duration. It says you can also check the cycle progress, remaining cycle time, and information codes. Alright, it says note to change the cycle, tap view all cycles and then select the desired cycle. After the dry cycle ends, the clothes may feel slightly damp or cool to the touch. This is because the combo was designed to dry clothes at low heat in a steel drum. However, you do not need to worry, as the clothes will feel completely dry once you take them out of the drum and shake them. Alright, so we're going to stop there. Let's get into the video just to see how you operate it, see what some of the bells and whistles are. Again, this is the largest and fastest. So this is the cycle, different cycles that you can press. Delicate, steam sanitize, normal, towels, beddings, permanents, colors, eco code, rinse only, spin only. Then you have the dry cycles there as well. Alright, so you have the home button where you can operate, smart thin queue, dispenser care, product care, right, lock, sound. So again, we can get into all this. I'm just gonna stop it there so we can get into the remaining part of this. When we're talking about the cycle descriptions, all right, it says you can add or delete cycles to personalize the cycle list in the My Cycles options. All right, so you can see the page for more information. Note, energy savings will vary depending on the loads and cycle. Energy consumption could increase if the LED screen is set to stay on all year long. All right, so you can allow the LCD screen to be on all year long. That is crazy. It says if you have finished the wash cycle with a lower spin cycle, the laundry might not be fully dried after the dry cycle. In this case, run the time dry cycle additionally. All right, so these are probably some of the things that you're gonna probably have to deal with because it operates off a low heat. A lot of these all-in-one washer and dryers are operating off 120 volts. It's normally for your electric dryers 240 volts if it's going to be electric. So these are electric dryers, so they're operating on half the amount of heat. So you're going to have to learn how to deal with how they come out. It does not mean that it's broken because it's not as hot as your traditional dryers. Again, it's there to save energy, but you want to be able to understand what you're getting yourself into if you take your clothes out and you feel as though they're not drying enough. Alright, so you can add additional cycles by running the time dry cycle instead of the auto setting cycles, the automatic cycles. Just run the manual cycles by using time dry, and if it says for 50 minutes, it runs for 50 minutes. Alright, so let's get into the wash plus dry cycles, the normal settings, right? For cottons, bed linens, table linens, underwear, towels, sheets, stuff like that. You have your default energy cycle for drying, which is normal. To access the normal cycle on the LCD models, turn off the power and select normal. You have your AI the optimum wash and dry. It says the laundry combo detects the type, weight, and soil level of your laundry, then selects the wash cycle settings accordingly. For example, the laundry combo will add more detergent washing time and rinse count if your laundry is heavily soiled, and it will select appropriate settings to handle delicate items. Alright, so when we're talking about the technology, when you're talking about a fully loaded unit, the AI is coming into these appliances. We've been discussing this for the last few months when all this stuff was coming in with these new appliances that we're discussing. It says we recommend enabling the auto dispense function if you use the AI Opti wash and dry cycle. It says enable the auto dispense function if you want the laundry combo to adjust the detergent amount automatically according to the soil level of your laundry. Alright, again, AI technology, automatic dispense, so you don't have to manually put soap inside of your wash machine anymore. You can auto dispense it. You can turn it on so that the wash machine will automatically dispense once the dispenser is full, and it automatically add the detergent to it. All right, so that's pretty cool there. But we're familiar with a lot of that. Based on the internal testing using the AI Opti wash and dry cycle on an IEC 8-pound load, a turbidity sensor operates for all the weight, while fabric sensing operates for 8 pounds and under. It says actual results may vary depending on individual use. All right, so these are the things that you got to look into. Super speed. You have heavy duty and small loads. Again, small loads is 4 pounds. So when you want to do a quick cycle, do something real quick, you gotta know how much to put in there. You can overload the machine by using a small load cycle because it's only recommended for a certain load. Heavy duty for sturdy, color fast fabrics and heavy soiled items. Super speed, it says the shortened time may differ depending on the load options. Best recommended 10 pounds. Alright, so the small load is 4 pounds, super speed is 10 pounds, and you do want to make sure you do that. You got your Tide Pod code. Alright, so let's look into this. It says the Tide Pod cold cycle provides deep cleaning as the detergent dissolves effectively in cold water. It says appropriate for the household laundry loads when used with Tide Power Pods. Alright, so the Tide Power Pods have their own cycle that you can use if you like to use those. It helps dissolves the water effectively in cold water, and it cleans deeper. Alright, you got delicates, fabrics, bras, lingerie, stuff like that. Steam whites for whites only. You can wash with or without bleach. Steam sanitizer, it says for colorless fabrics and heavy soil laundry. This cycle heats up the supplied water over 60 degrees Celsius or 140 degrees Fahrenheit to clean deeply. Alright, so this is where, again, you're dealing with trying to get a lot of the odor, get a lot of the bacteria out of your clothes. You can do a steam sanitize. Alright, we got steam normal. It says for washing everyday garments with steam. So you do have your sanitized steam and you have a normal steam, alright, that you can use there. You have towels for bath towels, washcloths, and mats. Bedding, again, blankets, comforters. For best results, wash only one type of bedding. For bulky items, use liquid detergent. Do not roll the items in the drum because they might get stuck in the drum. Alright, so again, you want to load it properly. Again, I understand it's a machine. It's 5.3 cubic feet as far as the capacity. It should be big enough to handle certain things, but I'm letting you know that you got to be careful with it because, again, you don't want to damage the machine. Active wear for all my athletes, sports, jerseys, training, pants, tops, performance clothing. That's what that's for. Wool, colors, permanent press, right, for synthetic fabrics and lightly to normal soiled items. Eco code for normally and lighted soiled items. This cycle uses only cold water to save energy. Less microfiber. It says use this cycle to reduce the amount of microfibers generated during washing synthetic clothes. Alright, so again, we're gonna get into this and knock this thing out, man. So let's keep it going. Spin only, it says to perform the spin process only. Rinse and spin. Again, this is cycles that we should be familiar with if we've had a wash machine before. But again, it says feature an additional rinse process after fabric softener is applied to the laundry. And then of course you do have your dry settings, so we can get into that a little bit so we know what type of settings you have for the dry. Alright, dry cycles. Alright, so we talk about time dry. You can set the cycle for 20 minutes to 250 minutes. Air fluff tumbles the load in room temperature. Different cycles. You have the self-clean plus wash cycle. It says cleans the drum by removing dirt and buildup from the drum. Again, this is very important that you do this every 30 washes or every month. I would go with every month because it's easier for us to identify that. It says make sure the drum is empty. Again, no clothes in it. Alright, so product care, self-dry. It says you can sterilize the drum to maintain its cleanliness. It says an alert message to perform the self-dry cycle appears after every 40 uses. Alright, so now your washing machine has a clean cycle and your dryer has a self-dry cycle. Alright, it says use this cycle regularly to dry inside the drum and prevent odor. Alright, so again, they're adding these features to the washer and dryer all in one unit. That's an amazing setting. I don't think the GE one has that, but you know, if I'm wrong, correct me. It's no big deal. Let's get into this and see what else we can look at. We have the cycle chart. Alright, so some of these settings are factory settings, and some of them can be selected. So it all depends on the option that you choose. Some of these are just regular set settings that you just cannot change. Alright, and some of them you can. So you got extra hot, you're talking about hot, warm, cold, and tap cold. So the extra hot is just your traditional hot water with no hot water no cold water added. The tap cold is just traditional cold water with no hot water added, because again, to save energy, it's a combination between hot and cold. Your hot water is not as hot and your cold water is not as cold. All right, so you got to think about that when you're using these appliances, because we want to save energy. We want to make sure that it's cost effective when you're using it. All right, so again, for all the different cycles, all this is going to be in the description box as well. So if you want to check that out, that is perfectly fine. For the cycles, we talked about the super speed, your high wash and dry settings. All right, extra hot, medium, high, low. So these are different settings that you can use depending on the cycle that's already been preset, or you can actually select and change on your own. All right, self clean, rinse, less microfiber, all this good stuff inside the machine. All right, so this here again is going to the different operations. Normal, extra, soil level. All right, so as you look, you got your spin, wash only, wash and dry. Let me go back a little bit. The functions and your temperatures. All right, so these are different settings that you can use. One is for the temperature, one is for the spin, wash and dry, and then of course the other one is for the functions. All right, soil level, bubble soak, and extra rinse. All right, so we can get into that a little bit. Dry cycle chart. All right, so depending on the load that you will use, right? We talked about what is the recommended items for each cycle that you select. Again, this is here. I'm going to read this where it says, note, for the best results, follow the load size recommendations for each dry cycle. Large load, filling the drum to about 3/4 full. Do not add items over this level as they need to tumble freely. That's the biggest issue that I see with front load washing machines. You gotta load them properly. It says 3/4 full, so that's about 75% of the machine. So you want to be able to fill it at 75%, nothing more than that, because the clothes got to turn freely. As they turn freely, they're able to wash, they're able to spin, and it helps prolong your machine. Medium loads, fill the drum to about half full. All right, so that's for medium load, half. And then when we're talking about small load, fill the drum with 3 to 5 items, not more than 1/4. All right, so that's 25%. All right, 25% full. So you have to measure this. You have to see it. It says 3 to 5 items. Again, that's a really small load. But most people are going to stick between the large and the medium, depending on what it is that you're washing. All right, again, it tells you exactly as far as the cycle, what is the recommended items, the load size, and of course the dry level, depending on what it is that you're drying. Again, this is a 120 volt dryer, an electric dryer. All right, so you got to keep that in mind. So that's going to cause your machine again to dry on half the power that is needed. All right, so you got to consider that. I've never seen a gas one, so I'm sure they're probably working on that maybe, but we'll see how that turns out. But as of right now, it's electric. But again, you got different cycles, different settings, different dry levels to help protect your clothes and make sure that they're drying properly. All right, again, all this is going to be in the description box. as well. All right, so we got operations, dryness, dry time, dry prep, wrinkle prevent. All right, so these are the functions for the dryer, right, that you can actually use here. The dryness of how you want them to dry, more dry, less dry, normal dry, damped, right? So all this is included. So I'm gonna just scroll through this real quick. Let's see what else we got here. Alright, so again, you can when you get this machine, you can have a Samsung account. You can log in, create a new Samsung account, so you can connect it to your Wi-Fi. You can also start the smart control functions, easy connections as well. You do have features where you can go to different options. You can lock the unit, lock the control to prevent children or infants from accidentally starting or setting the laundry combo. Alright, so you'll be able to press and hold a button for 3 to 5 seconds. I normally say 3 to 5 seconds because 3 seconds sometimes might not be long enough, and you might think that it's not working because you're not holding it properly. Alright, so that's good there. Also, you have your sound. You have sound theme, right? You can select the desired theme. You have different volume. You have voice style. You can select the desired voice style by tapping a style once you preview the sound. Again, when we talk about fully loaded, this is like having a cell phone trapped in the wash machine. That's basically what it is. Smartphone in a wash machine. Home device notifications. You can turn on your notification from your home device, register on Smart ThinQ app. So we discussed that as well. You can set the brightness and font size. Again, this is really going to be impactful for those who are not able to see it. You can make it bigger, you can make it brighter. You can basically customize it to what it is that you want. Display and style, it says you can set the screen theme. All right, so these are different things you can do. Like I said, it's like a cell phone. Alright, the Bixby, it says you can use voice wake up and sound feedback options. It says the microphone for your voice recognition is built into the laundry combo's worktop. The best way to use the voice recognition function is to stand within 3 feet of the laundry, reduce any background noise, and speak loudly. So again, you can do a voice command. You can command your wash machine like having Siri in your wash machine. This is crazy. This is nuts. Right? Microphone, you can enable or use the microphone. Language, you can change the system language. Date and time, automatically manual or set the desired format. Liquid units, it says you can select the liquid units. Accessibility says you can talk back and visibly enhance setting. Talk back. Visibility enhancement, you can change the high contrast and text size. We talked about that. Again, with your new machines, they have software updates, right? So these are things that's going to happen if you use these Smart ThinQ apps. Your machine would also notify you to let you know when it needs to be a smart update. Reset, I mean, wow, you know, factory reset, network reset, different restart your machine. You also have about advice. It says you can check the information on laundry combos such as status and legal information. Drum light, auto dispense. All right, so these are a couple things that we've discussed. Dispenser mode. All right, the drum lights you can turn on and off. You can let that be known as well. That's pretty simple. You can select your dispenser mode, general detergent and softener. All right, so it all depends on your machine. Detergent type, auto dispenser can only select general detergent. If you have a flex auto dispenser, you can set the dispenser to dispense detergent or softener depending on the concentration. You can change the concentration level 1 times, 2 times, 3 times. The default setting is 1 amount. It says you can select the amount of detergent to be dispensed during each wash cycle, low, medium, high. So again, you can look at your detergent to let you know the concentration, right, depending on what it is that you want to do. Of course, you want to be able to check the amount of how much you want the dispenser to come out as well. The default setting is medium. Alright, so but if you don't want to deal with all this, just set it on auto dispense and it does a general detergent. Note, it says you can enable and disable automatic detergent dispensing and set the detergent amount to be dispensed for each cycle. You must put detergent manually if you disable the automatic detergent dispenser. Alright, so you got to think about that as well. Again, all this is in the description box. Pump clean. Alright. So it says you can use the function to clean detergent or soften the residue buildup in the pump. Use this function after you empty and clean the dispenser. You can select the auto dispenser, flex auto dispenser slash flex auto dispenser. Man, pour water up to the max linen in the dispenser and then tap start cleaning. Alright, so during the pump cleaning process, the drum rotates the drum water. When the pump cleaning process is complete, the water inside the dispenser will drain automatically. Alright, auto open door. Wow, it says you can set the laundry combo door to open automatically after the cycle. The default setting is open immediately. It says, however, if you perform only the washing process, the opens 5 minutes later setting applies. You can select the open 5 minutes later or open immediately. Alright, so you can set your wash machine after the cycle is over to open the door 5 minutes later or open immediately. Wow, for your wash machine. That is crazy. Again, it says available options for the auto door open function are active only when the function is on. The options are inactive when the function is off. AI pattern, it says this function saves frequently used cycles and settings. When you turn the function on, the laundry remembers the cycles you use most and their settings. Alright, so again, AI technology, AI pattern. My cycles, add and remove cycles to create a personal cycle list. So when we're talking about a washing machine that's really adapting to what it is that you like to do, knowing exactly how your favorite cycles are set up, trying to cater to your every need when it washes your clothes. I mean, I know it's probably a lot of people that's not gonna really use this, but I'm just saying it is a lot. It is a lot. That's why I say when this machine is fully loaded as fully loaded gets. Calibration, it says you can run calibration again to accurately weight detection. This is really good here. Calibration does not start if the door is not closed properly, and it says the drum rotates clockwise and counterclockwise for about 3 minutes. Alright, so that's really good where your machine can calibrate itself, because sometimes it can get out of whack depending on what's inside of it, the weight that you put in there as well. So you really got to consider that. Self-diagnosis, so you can use this function to check for abnormal signs on your laundry combo. It says if the laundry combo detects an error, an information code and solution is displayed on the LCD. Delay end, it says you can set the laundry combo to finish your wash automatically at a later time, choosing a delay of between 5 hours to 24 hours. Alright, so that's pretty common for most of us anyway. If you've been washing your clothes using the wash machine long enough, you'll notice they have those type of settings. Smart control, so you connect the Smart Things app and control your laundry combo remotely. Alright, so again, you can smart appliance, man. It's like having a smart device trapped in your phone. Wi-Fi connections, all these different things. You can download stuff from the app market, Google Store, Apple Store, Samsung Galaxy apps. Log into the Smart Thin Queue. So these are things that you can actually use. Send you notification, man. Register your appliance to Smart Thin Queue so you can walk yourself through that. I'm not gonna really go through that too much. Alright, so we can let this video roll, because we talked about just about everything that you can see. You can see the microphone, you can see the language, you can see the liquid units, software update, reset, the washer, drum lights, pump clean, cycles, AI patterns. So everything, calibration, so everything that we just discussed, you're able to see it, right? Smart Thin Queue, timer, Bixby, weather, ring. You can connect your ring to it, your internet, of course, Wi-Fi. I'm not sure why you want to connect your ring. I guess if you're in the laundry room and you're not sure somebody's at the door, it can show that they at the door. That makes sense. All right, I see what that is. But again, they're just throwing stuff in there, I think, in my opinion. And it's touchscreen. All right, so that's cool there. So we're gonna look at the Smart Thin Queue, clothing care. Hello, have a good weekend. Keep your washer clean. It's been 31 days since you last cleaned your washer with the self-clean cycle. Do you want to start it now? This is what I'm talking about, your smart appliance connecting to your phone, sending you the notification, letting you know that you need to clean your washing machine and dryer. Again, this is gonna be helpful for technicians when they come out to service your appliance. This is going to help you prolong your appliance, because your appliance is now smart enough to self-diagnose itself, to let you know the things that you need to have and do for like maintenance, to make it last a lot longer. So these are things that are going to help you. I mean, you know, home care, check if your washer, drain hose, or filter are frozen. Alright, so these are the things that you want to do. You can connect your appliances, your washer, your refrigerator, all types of device to this. Alright, energy saving. Again, you're showing your energy consumption in your living room. Use the most energy this month. So it can tell you exactly the room, the kitchen, what's the percentage, and different things that you can connect with your smartphone. Alright, so again, this is Bespoke AI Laundry Combo. That's the wash. Now we're going to get into the dry. Most of the stuff that we went through there. Filter, right? So we're going into that. Get into the filter there. That's where the bleach going at, where it says the bleach setting there as well. Put your bleach in there, so you want to be careful of that. Close the door. So let me just pause that a little bit so that we can get into this. So we're going to let that rock. Here's your dispenser, right? So looking at the bottom, this is where you can do the smart dispense. There's your drain, your fabric softener as well. So both of those, one's for the flex, auto flex dispenser. You turn the cap, you see the max, you dump it in there, you close it, and then of course you put it back in there. All right, so we're gonna let that sit there. I'm gonna hold it off real quick and get into what the owner's manual is recommending to. All right, so a couple maintenance. It says insert the auto dispenser back into the place, close the compartment. It says use a spacious container because the water in the drum may be more than expected. So let's get into this. Cleaning, of course, you can clean the mesh or the filters on the back of the hoses. This is really good maintenance tip, because again, sometimes there's not enough water pressure going in. Depending on, again, if you want city water or well water, that can get clogged up and cause your machine not to fill up with the right amount of water within the right amount of time. And what that does is it can give you an error code to let you know that there's not enough water inside the machine. Drain filter. Again, it's important to clean the drain, right? But you want to make sure that you do this properly, right? You can clean it, remove it, use a brush to clean it in the sink. Again, it's telling you to turn the filter and turn the filter knob to the right to lock. Again, this is something that you can do. It's not a difficult thing to do as well. Let me see what else we got. The maintenance, you can take the dispenser apart. So this is the good thing that you can actually see, right? You can open it, take it apart, clean it out, knowing how to make sure it's not clogged up, because over time with the amount of soap that it accumulates, it can get real thick and prevent the dispenser from dispensing properly, or even the fabric softener. All right, so these are things that you can actually do as far as maintenance tips. You can actually clean the dispenser recess using a soft brush to remove detergent residues and lime scale on the dispenser recess. All right, so that's good there for you guys to see. And this is where we talk about the filter. All right, so it says the heat exchanger. It says a dirty heat exchanger will hinder the product's performance and should be cleaned regularly. It says an alert message appears every 180 uses to inform you to clean the heat exchanger. All right, so we just showed you in the video what the heat exchanger looked like, pulling out the filter, so you want to be able to clean that out. This is the thing, you can use a small little lint brush, clean the dust on the heat exchanger using the brush. After cleaning with the brush, wipe off the remaining dust using a smooth, damp cloth. So you want to be able to be careful with the heat exchanger. You don't want to damage it. You don't want to, it says to avoid physical burns, injuries, do not touch clean the heat exchanger with bare hands. It says with cleaning the heat exchanger, be careful not to damage the fins. And that's what I was going to get into. You don't want to damage the fins, because that's going to affect the drying portion of the dryer. So you want to be able to take your time when you're doing it with the lint brush and use something smooth to clean it up. All right, so at least they got into that still. Lint filter. Again, this is how you're able to take the lint filter cover apart. You can see that in the owner's manual to walk you through that. Right, how to clean it, wash it, break it down, and put it back together. This is something that you need to know how to do as a customer, as a consumer of buying this particular product. All right, so you got to know what you're doing there. And clean the lint filter after each load. It says otherwise the drying performance may decrease. All right, it's really vital that you do this. Just like any filter in your dryer, you want to do it after every load. Alright, so then we just lock it up, man. Of course, when we're looking at this bespoke washing machine by Samsung, You're talking about an appliance that is fully loaded, man. Functions and the features, man. Again, check out the owner's manual. We went through this whole thing to show you guys how to use it, how to operate it. Man, I would say right now, man, I can't wait to give the final grade of this appliance. But keep hanging in there. Your boy Richie Rich, getting it done. Peace.
Talk to me nice, talk to me honestly.